Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story that came out November 18th, 2018 from CNN. Kanye West donates $150,000 for security guard killed by officer in suburban Chicago. That's a really good thing you've done, Kanye West. I can tell you one thing, Diamond and Silk and Candace Owens would never do such a thing. And this is why nobody should be following them in the Black community. But, you've been wilding out there for a moment, but this I can't knock you for. This is a good thing you've done, Kanye. Rapper Kanye West donated $150,000 to a memorial fundraising site for a security guard shot by an officer near his hometown, Chicago. West gave through GoFundMe page made to raise money for the funeral of Jemel Roberson, 26, far exceeding the goal. Bart Jackson, a representative for GoFundMe, confirmed the contribution. Sadly, Jamel's life was tragically and unexpectedly cut short this morning as he tried to save others from senseless violence, the page creator wrote on the behalf of Roberson's mother. Okay, so we know he worked at a bar and lounge called Manny's Blue Room in Robbins, Illinois, and that's where he worked as a security guard. Someone was causing problems and the person actually left the bar but came back with a gun and started shooting up the bar, and the security guard was able to get this guy on the ground and apprehend him until the police came. Unfortunately, we have these trigger-happy cops. The crowd is yelling to the police, that's security, that's security. His clothing is all marked with security. It's on his shirt, it's on his vest, it's on his beanie, and this cop saw all of that on him, plus heard the crowd yelling, this is security, and killed him anyway. When you're that incompetent, you should not be a cop. Seriously, look for another profession. So, 26 years old and really shouldn't be gone. And the amazing thing, I have to agree with his family, you need to release the name of the officer that did this. You cops, y'all do this every single time there's a shooting. You try to let days go by so that they can move and scrub the social media and do all sorts of things before their name is actually put out in the public. We know why you do it. And the thing is, his mother is suing for more than $1 million for this shooting. And I think she should get that and well above that amount for what happened to her son. This is what happens when you run up on people with all kinds of stereotypes and you don't realize sometimes that person in the dark skin is the good guy. But yeah, you don't want to hear nothing about that. Many have expressed outrage and concerns of alleged racial bias in this latest instance of police killing a Black man. Yeah, y'all, don't let the police search his apartment because they'll put some weed there and then come out the next day and say, oh, he was a pothead. Don't let him search your home. Get your lawyer. Your lawyer should be able to block a lot of things from happening. So don't let them come up in Jamel's home and plant some drugs and then come and some weapons and then come out talking about he had an illegal gun and some illegal drugs. Because this is how these demons operate, especially when they did the wrong. They desperately want to try to flip it back onto the victim. So he was a father. In fact, his girlfriend is pregnant with their second child. And the unfortunate thing is, it's not like his son is up in age where he'll remember his father. He won't remember him unless people around him tell him about his father because he's just way too young. And this is so sad. This is so sad. But see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end result of America allowing the police to come into the Black community and terrorize it. And see, when you have people like that on your police force that are a bunch of loose cannons, they're bound to screw up. They are. And we've seen it multiple times, even with Philando Castile. They're going to screw up. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's up to us, especially those of us that have YouTube channels, to keep these kind of stories alive and never let anyone forget the things that are happening to us. Many of them will try to come on your channel and silence your voice. And I'm telling all of you, anybody, because I've reached out to another YouTuber that got hit with 2 strikes already. And I already told him to reach out to me in the event that his channel is completely taken down. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't do well in criminal court because these folks got the system all rigged up. They want us in jail. They got to get that prison work done. It's for financial reasons. They need you behind bars. So they got that all rigged up. But one thing I can tell you, Black people do a lot better in the civil division of the courts. And this is why you must start taking advantage of civil court and small claims court. You will come out very well on that side of the law. And they can't not uphold your freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen. Although these folks want to believe, they have freedom of speech, but Black people don't, that's not true. When you walk in that court, everybody got freedom of speech, and they can't stifle your voice. And this is why I want many of you not to throw in the towel when your channel is taken down. You stand in for the fight. You take this to court. You take it to court. That's what you do. You see what happened with Jim Acosta and Trump. When CNN took them to court, they had to give him his credentials back. Now they're saying temporary. He's going to get it back. If he got it back temporarily, ladies and gentlemen, he got it back. Okay, they're not going to rescind it. Number 2, it just go to show you, even the man in the highest office in this country can't take away someone's First Amendment rights. And I want you to always remember that. They can't do it. The only reason why it seems like they can silence Black people is because many of you have not taken it to the next level. When you walk into civil court or small claims court with this issue, I promise you, they have to handle you the same manner as anyone else when it comes down to free speech. They have to, even if they don't want to. They still got to do it. So never forget that. Me getting my channel back is not unique. The only thing unique about it is most of you don't go to that next level when you really should. Because once you start allowing them to silence your voice and it goes unchallenged, then yeah, that's going to inspire them to keep doing it. And that's why they have done it as long as they have out here, because nobody has stepped up to them toe to toe and take them on. There is no laws that are going to support them stifling your voice, ladies and gentlemen. There's no laws that will support them in it. That's why they will never win. So Jemel Roberson is gone but not forgotten. But it's up to his family to make sure that police department that took his life and responsible for putting that cop on the street to work in the community must be held accountable. He must not get off the hook, and they must make sure Jemel is never forgotten in this whole thing. Now, we know cops that kill unarmed black men and women don't do time. We know that. Like I said, it's a rigged system, especially on the criminal side. It's all rigged. We already know this cop is probably not going to do not 1 ounce of time for what he did. But see, it's up to us, even if they fire him, that if another police department picks him up, we must call and flood the lines opposing it. We must do it. We must stay on code. And we can't stay on code, ladies and gentlemen, if we're divided. We have to put aside all of our differences and all of the things that we think should matter. It really don't at the end of the day. If we are not strong as one, we are nothing. We can't do this fight divided. Even if you don't agree with somebody, we can't do this fight divided, ladies and gentlemen. Being divided is what's keeping us defeated. If we were together and on code, we would have much more victories. But please tell me what you think. I believe Kanye did something really good here. I can't knock him for this. I may not always agree with Kanye, but on this, he got it right. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.